Welcome back to Land House. Emma and I are driving to Marion, North Carolina to a Hustler turf dealer. They sell zero-turn mowers. I have been doing some research and I think that the Raptor 42-inch is going to be the mower for me. My neighbor went down there 2 weeks ago and purchased a Ferris zero-turn mower and they gave him $1,000 off. So I'm going to try and use that to my advantage. Say that he referenced them and that I should ask for a discount. So we'll see if it works out for me or not. But anyway, hope you enjoy the drive down to Marion. My neighbor warned me that this place was in the middle of nowhere, and he wasn't kidding. We've just been driving around through just countryside, but apparently this place is right up here. This place must be like an oasis in the desert. Just nothing but countryside, and all of a sudden you just show up at a big dealership of lawnmowers. So I just called the phone number on the Specialty Outdoors retailer, and they are closed Sundays and Mondays. Who closes Mondays? So anyway, I guess Em and I are gonna go somewhere else. Definitely should have called beforehand. Oh well, live and learn. It's just an hour out of our way, one way. Well, that is definitely one way to spend 2 hours of driving. Place was closed, but Lowe's had the same mower except the 50-inch, and I'm looking for the 42. The reason I want to get the 42 is because if I want to go like into the gate or somewhere that's got a tight turn, I'm going to want to have that shorter deck on there. But so tomorrow I will call that place back and see if they can give me any kind of deal. If not, Lowe's has free shipping, and so I will just order through them. I also was able to pick up the missing chisel from the collection I have. Apparently they are upgrading the colors because it's not going to match the others, but it'll at least complete the set. It is 90 degrees outside, much too hot for me to do anything out there. Let's see if I can reach thermometer up here. 75 inside, 112 upstairs in the attic space. So before I put that fan in, it would have been 130 easy up there. And I know I've mentioned this in several vlogs, but I'm just so excited that that thing is removing all of the condensation inside here. So, I'm still working third shift because we were gone with my granddad's funeral. I was out a couple of days for that, but I'm still working 14 days straight, and doesn't leave me a lot of time in the day to do stuff. So let's go ahead and get this chisel. So you can see a very bright blue, while these are a more dull blue. But I'll at least have 1/2 inch through 1 inch there. So I'm gonna get that installed. I need to go ahead and get this sunglasses review done here. It's the Soxic brand. I really enjoy these glasses. It's my go-to pair. Anyway, get that done, and I think what I'm gonna do, since the water tower build is done, I'm going to take a little break from ram pumps. I've got 2 or 3 more videos I want to film on those. But so I'm going to start doing some more shop stuff. Like I want to build a charger French cleat. And I really want to get to my big workbench build. So this workbench here is going to be put up here as another storage shelf. It's going to look like these that have already been built here. And then I have leftover material from a bed frame that I took apart, and that is going to be the base of the new workbench. It's going to be kind of like this one, but mobile. So, and it'll be able to store in this space in here. You might remember the workshop build video that I made about installing the air conditioner. Well, it was too cold back then to test it out, but now let me show you what happens when we turn it on. Let's go to high cool. Ta-da! It works. So I am making the French cleat storage shelf for the charger, the battery charger, and my air conditioner is on. I'm about to turn on the saw for the first time with that going. So let's see how well my wiring here in the shop holds up to this much load. Hopefully it's good. Well, just got the battery French cleat on the wall. It's looking good. Turn that off. Well, I believe that's all my shop time for today. I expect Emma to be waking up at any moment. So I actually was able to do a little work without you for the past couple days, and it involves this bucket right here, and I will show you about that here. Check it out. I have the 2 coats here on the front of the building, so it's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to have white trim going around here, but it's definitely an improvement to have that going on. So normally I would film every step of the build a workshop, but paint, it's just so boring. So I don't know, maybe I'll bring you along for a wall or something, but you've seen people paint before. Emma got bored with eating Mexican food, and so we're out here running the ramp over and over and over again. So yes, I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing yesterday. Big deal. Well, I called the place that we went to yesterday, and all of their older models were sold, and they'd have to charge me full price for 2019, and it's gone up 200 bucks. So instead, I just went to Lowe's and ordered my Hustler Raptor 42-inch from there, and so it's on its way next week. It's a lot of money, but so I need to do a couple of things. I need to clean up this. I've been building this trailer, and it's not turning out very well. I just need to get something better for the axle. But anyway, I can move this box and throw away the bucket, and maybe move the wagon a little bit in preparation for that mower. But before I do that, there is a tree down on one of the trails that I like to ride, and so thought I would go crank up the chainsaw, make sure it works, and then go up there and get that cut down. Also, in a couple days, we're having a get-together at my sister and brother-in-law's house. Not the kind of get-together you would expect, like eating a meal or playing games, but instead, it's a clean up their yard party. So I also have to have the chainsaw for that. Okay, there we are. Yeah. So I'm gonna go put some new gas in there, and hopefully it will crank right up. I know I haven't maintained this as well as I need to, so hopefully it'll still start up. Well, that's good news. Didn't take too much work to get it going again. Okay, there's just no real good way to put a chainsaw on the back of a four-wheeler, but that worked out all right. So there are actually 2 trees that have fallen. This little one here, which I could almost just move out of the way by hand if I wanted to, and then this one up here is the real issue. It's a slight bit bigger. I got ambitious and thought that I would just bring a handsaw up here. I was like, oh, no big deal. Yeah, and then I got a bit wiser and thought I better cut it down with a chainsaw. This might take a second because this chain is so dull. It's not even funny. Yep, that took a minute. So, I'm gonna see if I can roll this over here into the woods. Just a touch. Yeah, man, that took longer than I expected, but it's clear now, so should be good for a ride. Let's take a ride through here and see how well we did. Yeah, not too bad. Well, I'm gonna ride on back to the house and find something else to get into. Let's see what we can do here. So gas can go over here in the corner. Should be safe. I don't know if I ever showed you this or not. We'll take that into the shop in just a minute and get that unboxed. Something that my brother-in-law gave me for Christmas. It's pretty heavy, but I think it's gonna come in real handy here after a while. Okay, definitely can throw away this paint bucket. Yeah. And can probably throw away that board. I think that bucket can go over in the shop. That's trash. I never have posted anything about this attempt at building a cart. I think if I had the correct axle, it would have been a nice cart, but as it is now, it's just really not gonna work. So I may take it apart as far as the decking boards, and I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I've got my tiny little bridge down here, and I want to replace it because it's almost falling apart with something that looks more like this one, and those boards would be good for that. And it'll clear up all this space for the new mower that's coming in. This is what he gave me for a Christmas gift, and here it is June, and I have not used it yet, but just a bunch of shelves, or drawers I guess. Supposedly there's some dividers around here someplace. But anyway, I thought what I would use this for is hardware, nuts and bolts and screws. I mean, like for instance, if I had 3-inch screws, I could just set the box in there, like that. Anyway, it's going to be fun to use this. I'll probably either stick it under the workbench or make a cabinet for it on the wall. I do have all this space over here. So eventually I want to have my miter saw on a table, on a cart, and the drill press on a cart, and then the table saw will be rolled over there. And I just want to kind of fill this wall with stuff, but I think if I were to use this over there, it would be nice. And I also want to have a router table as well, so we'll just have to see how space goes. But anyway, it's going to be nice to have all the hardware in a known spot. Ashley and Emma just went to the coffee shop with my sister and her kids, so I have a little bit of time this morning to work. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this thing apart. At least the sides, and then maybe one board here. And what I might do is come back later with a better axle between the two wheel spots. And then that way I can have a cart that's maybe this wide instead of the extra, foot, so that it'll just it'll be more manageable. And if I put the axle in there, I think it'll actually work. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take the sides off for now, and then one board on the side and see what happens. I think it's gonna be easiest to work with this if I swing it around and get it attached to the four-wheeler. That way everything is even out here. Yeah, this thing, I put a lot of thought into making it. I just put the wrong thought. But hopefully I'll be able to work with it later in a way that will actually work. So here are my new thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and shave off these whenever it's time to keep working on this. And I will put one sideboard up here. So it'll be, you know, like that. And then I saved one of the headboards too. So it's gonna reduce it by close to a foot and also reduce the height some as well. So as far as weight goes, it'll be a good bit lighter. And what I will do, I'll have to find some way to attach it here so it won't dump when it's riding around. And so here's my thoughts. I know you've not really seen this at all, but put a crossboard from there to there, just like that, and then the axle under there. So it's only gonna have that, you know, 5 to 6 inches of clearance right there, which hopefully will be plenty. So anyway, I'm thinking the crossboard, and maybe I'll put one across the bottom too. I don't know, we'll see. But put the bigger tire over here with that axle going all the way through the wood block should give this enough strength for just around the property here. Also, I'm hoping that with the lower profile of a foot shorter, I can maybe put it back in here, and that way I can park the four-wheeler up here and the lawnmower and the cart as well. Well, I was just loading up the four-wheeler with the boards that came off of that cart and a couple of 4x4s and various tools, and got a phone call from Ashley. They are on their way back from the coffee shop, and so I'm gonna drive this stuff down here to where the new bridge is gonna go. And I'm gonna have to close out the vlog because Ashley and I are gonna take Emma to my mom's house, and then we're gonna go on a hot date. So you won't be coming along for that. But let's drive this down here and drop it off. This is the bridge that I'm going to be replacing with poison ivy growing up through the middle. I made this years ago. It was just a fun project. Well, thank you so much for watching this week's vlog. I hope you have enjoyed it. And next week we will tackle this bridge. So, should be exciting. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.